What's up everyone? Art here, and no, technically a thumbnail is not clickbait. I did actually quit this place. They haven't taken my key back, so I still have access to it. As you can see, there's nobody around because it's Friday night at about 10 p.m. And so I am filming this video without Brian and Gary, the bosses, knowing, and I'm gonna be posting it without them knowing as well. Now, a lot of these sit downs, lately, especially in the last few years, have been sort of a negative kind of explanation of what happened, what went wrong, why did the company wrong them, why they're pissed off, and really it's in an effort to get views for that individual person. And to be honest, I did something kind of similar with my last business, but I think I had the grounds to do it. I worked at the business for 10 years in the Subaru aftermarket, and by the time a private equity firm stepped in, bought us out, they gave me literally 5 minutes to pack up my stuff and leave. So you give them a decade and they give you 5 minutes to get out of there. That rubbed me the wrong way, and I did make a video that went pretty viral. This is the total opposite of that. I am leaving, but I'm leaving on good terms, and I wanna take a little bit of time and make my final video just one from the heart. Why I really enjoyed being at this place for 2.5 years. And man, the time has absolutely flown by. It really feels like day one was just yesterday. And actually, I think back to the original video I did, I could throw a link up here, where I did an introduction outside the shop and I walked in and just kind of walked around all the builds. And even though I'd been video recording for years prior to that, for some reason, I was still really nervous on that video. I just watched it a few days ago, trying to get some ideas for this one, and I found it kind of funny. And so to fast forward to now, 100+ full-length videos later, countless shorts and reels and stories and things like that, it's kind of wild how quickly it all goes by. And I have so many good memories from this place. I mean, the number one thing is the workers here. The full-time fabricators that I've gotten a chance to work with, and unfortunately for them, stuck a camera in their face for most of the day.
Hey, how many fabrication guys does it take to work on one car?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
The guys are incredible. I mean, the type of work they do here, first of all, you have to be a diehard enthusiast. You have to eat, sleep, and breathe not only cars, but the fabrication world, because it's a whole different animal to being a hobbyist tuner, or whatever you want to call it. I came in here after having essentially bolted some parts onto a few Subarus, thinking that I was hot shit and I had done some really great builds. I got humbled times 100 in my first couple of weeks being a patient. One of the cars that I'm actually looking at right here, that's a long-term build, the Renault Turbo 2. I did a 20-episode series on that one. You guys can check it out on the PMF page. It was a build-up from a rotisserie. So it got rolled in off a trailer, just a bare chassis, a really rare 8221 model that barely had, I don't know, 80% of the parts, and that's probably being generous. So much fabrication work had to go into that, and there's no schematic or manual. You just let one or two or a number of guys go on that car, and from their skill set that they've developed over the years, they're able to build it up and really make it into something extremely special by the time it's all said and done. And the thing that I take pride in is out of that, I was able to document that whole process. And so now the owner of that can look at that build years later and just know all the little nuances that the fabricators here were able to do. And you know, in a small team like this, when there's 6 or 7 full-time people and let's say 4 full-time fabricators, I mean, between them, there might be 30 years of experience, and we're talking about young guys doing this. So they've been dedicated to this since they were teenagers. So hats off to you guys, you're incredible. I thought I was awesome at car building, I know nothing. So the other people I want to thank are the clientele, the guys that make all of this possible. I mean, a shop like this would not function if there wasn't people that were able to afford builds like this. We're talking, you know, $50,000 to $100,000 builds easily. Some of these are reaching $250,000 and they might be here for a year plus. And in fact, some of the clients might even have multiple builds. And so to be surrounded by people like that, really true enthusiasts, guys that walk through the door and they'll talk to me about their favorite type of car for a half hour before they come in and check out the progress that's been done on their race car or whatever build they're doing. I thought that was extra special, and those are some of my favorite moments, is just getting to talk to the people that are having these cars built. And what a symbiotic relationship, right? You have people that can afford to get this done at a high-end fabrication shop, and you have high-end fabricators that love building this stuff. And it's just an incredible ecosystem, and then you give a marketing and salesperson like myself the freedom to be able to capture that and put this stuff out on social media, and it's a really awesome recipe. And I hope that you guys have seen that over the years. I remember on that same day one coming in as a nervous kid to the fabrication, I don't even want to say kid, I'm an old guy, came into the fabrication world. We had 36 followers on our YouTube page. That's where I'm gonna post this video, and I'm leaving today with 34,000 followers. Now, that's incredible. For a guy like me, I know that's not a Hoonigan or Whistling Diesel, but I take huge pride in that, because one of my goals here was to elevate the social media presence, not only to showcase what happens around here, because in a fabrication shop like this, if you don't record it, nobody sees it. It's like a tree falling in the woods. Really psyched on the opportunity that I had. And then coming from my old job where I had a team of photographers and editors and videographers, to be able to do it all myself, the skills that I walked away with from this place, they're invaluable, and they're gonna help me in my next step, and that's something I'll share with you guys at the end of the video. The other thing I wanna touch on is, of course, the owners, Brian and Gary. Those guys have been incredible. I even, before started working here, was trying to support what they were doing as much as I could. They were in a much smaller shop before. I went to some open houses there, really enjoyed their whole vibe. Once they moved it here, I volunteered some of my time to get this place going. If you look in the lobby, there's some really poor drywall work. That's all me before I even had a job here. So then when I started here, it was really a dream come true for me. And I can't really say enough about those guys. It is a difficult business. I've seen the highs and lows, the ups and downs. There's been tough months, and there's been some really huge, incredible wins. And those guys are the ones that have to maintain it all. They have to pay, keep the lights on like this. And sorry, I'm sucking up the energy after hours. They have to pay the fabricators and obviously the marketing people, all the equipment, all of the mess ups and all the things. It's not a consistent business, and there's dry months, there's really good months where everyone's trying to get everything all at once and you don't have enough fabricators to do all the work. So really sporadic, and I mean the even heads that both Brian and Gary have had since I've known them, it's incredible. You guys that have come through the shop know how great they are. My ask, if you're watching this video, is just to continue to support them. I know I will in any way that I can, but really, coming through to the shop, bringing clientele here. If you have friends, family that can afford a $20,000, $50,000, $100,000 build, bring them in, or even like cage work, if we're talking 7,000 plus, things like that. Those are ways you can support a small business. I mean, at the end of the day, it's 6, 7 full-time employees. It's not a juggernaut. It's really a small mom and pop shop. And businesses like this really are dying off in the US. Every year, I gotta think there's less and less fabrication shops, not more of them. And a shop like this that's been around for so long, I just wanna see it thrive. So that's my ask. If there's any takeaway, at the very least, like this video, share it, follow the page. If it goes viral, cool. If it doesn't, I'm not gonna lose sleep over it, but I just wanna send the message out on how important this is to all automotive enthusiasts, even ones like me that can't afford the work here. It's just important that places like this survive, because these are the cars that are ending up on the track, at magazines, on major YouTube channels. This is what really fuels the next generation. Shout out to my replacement, Kendrick. I've spent a little bit of time with him. We kind of agreed this is gonna be my last video, so I'm assuming right after this, he's gonna do a little intro and then continue on in his style and continue growing the social media pages. So please support him. From the time I spent with him, I can already tell he's a more knowledgeable guy than I am, and I think he's gonna kill it in this position. So Kendrick, good luck. I'll be watching. And really the last 2 things I want to talk about is why I have bare feet right now. This is a little bit of an FU to Gary. He always yelled at me for wearing sandals out in the shop. I hate sitting in an office in shoes, and the problem is when you're popping out from the office to the fabrication shop, you have to wear shoes. And so he'd always yell at me, but I figured I'm gonna go barefoot in the shop because there's nothing he can do to stop me. What's he gonna do, fire me? I'm already gone. After this video is posted, he's not going to be able to do anything about it. So that, and where I'm going next, and why, if I love this job so much, why did I quit? Really, my passion lies in specifically Subaru and the Subaru aftermarket. I mentioned I worked in it for about a decade before things ended on a little bit of a sour note. About 2 years down the line, I was able to have the opportunity to actually start a business with Justin Grimm, the old owner of Grimm Speed. And the big difference now is I am part owner in this business called Overtake. And so I'm gonna be moving in full-time in that position. I've been kind of going part-time with both PMF and Overtake, and now it's time for me to completely switch over. And so I'm really hoping to be able to grow and thrive in that world as well. I'm hoping to still retain a connection with PMF. I'm even thinking the long term, once Overtake grows to when we're not heavily in debt, to be able to actually come to a shop like PMF, maybe collaborate on a really cool Subaru build. Years that I've been separated from Subaru, I've still kept a really big passion for it. So I'm just so excited to be a part of that. And again, leaving a business like this on good terms and knowing how strong they are and knowing how much possibility I have in my own life, I mean, this is really a win-win. So as much as I'm sad to see to go, I know these guys are probably sad to see me go as well, but it's a huge positive for everyone involved. So again, I want to thank you guys. If you made it this far along in the video, just thank you. Seriously, for especially those that have been watching me for years, that have left amazing comments and have appreciated the things that I've done at this business. I've really given it my all, and that's all I can leave it with. I'm proud of what I did here. I'm proud of this place. Patience of FAB is incredible, and so please, do what you can to support, do what you can to grow, and I'll see you guys in the future in other media. All right, bye.